Good morning, y'all. Oh, I already got to trading a little bit. It's been a little bit of a crazy morning. Oh, I got a lot on this chart. Hang on. This is a mess. Clean it up here some. I got a lot of EMAs and stuff. I'm going to leave that one. Take that one off. Good morning, Hunter. So, I was kind of watching the loss of this. Well, it was the pre-market low. It's not now. I was watching the loss of this low, and it went right down into this is the the election support. This is, well, it's the I labeled it there, the election 618. So this is a major support. I'm expecting this box to kind of be a choppy range, so I don't really want to be in there. All right. The 55 level to the tick hit. I didn't get that one. I played a little bit of the short, but I didn't get the long. It was kind of irresponsible anyway, on account of I was I walked in the door from doing stuff and got in a trade. So I'm really watching the VWAP here too. That's the white line. It's kind of right at that 93 level right now. I'll move my phone. I just realized it's next to my microphone again. Grab it. I caught you on the good morning. I was watching this morning. We had like a kind of rally on the dollar, and now it's kind of relaxing. So it's kind of setting up for a similar move like we had yesterday. I still like buying quite up here. I want to see if it pulls back first. Not a terrible spot to try something, but my stop would have to be pretty wide. But yeah, I'm watching for a failed breakdown of that 68 level. I marked it like to the tick 68.25, which was very specific when I marked it, but we've played around this level a few times now. So, and it's older. The older and the more aged it is, a little looser, you know. Because the other thing we could see here is the VWAP and the 85 level fail here. So I'm watching the order flow, which is pretty strong. Yeah, I still want to try something. I'm just going to try something on micros. Just a little starter. Get my feet wet in the market. This could totally fail, but I'm going to try front running this long I'm looking at, because it's really a hold. For confirmation, it needs to hold over 92, so I could potentially add some up there, but help get my... This could screw me. Sometimes these morning flows are kind of sus, because we got people closing stuff out. And then I'm still kind of hard watching tech. Since we had this drop and overnight was kind of the max of it. I want to see if we continue to drop today, because we've got some laggers in tech. I've kind of written it down the other day, but I was looking at where are they? Well, one of the things is not Mag7 was Netflix. I was gonna look at that one, but we've got some basically I want to see anything that's down on tech that shouldn't be the big tech. Yeah, that's what I was worried about, is this kind of first little front running. I'm front running along in a downtrend, so that's why I just took it on micros. This could be my donation. We'll see. How are y'all doing? I'm waiting for the market to move, personally. I didn't think it was going to move as much as it did yesterday. We end up really, really choppy. I'm also trying to watch where that's going to end up. I'm going to put this on an hourly. This is yesterday. We were flat, 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 and we're below that right now. So I'm looking to see if we're going to be pushing kind of back into that range of yesterday, which would be above that 92 that I just said. And then the high of it is going to be, well, I had that 15 level yesterday. So that's the one I'm really watching, the 59.15. Okay, if I get something up to VWAP, I'm going to close it. Yeah, that's already where my order is. My habits know. I'm kind of watching the general strength of things. We're kind of going in the same pattern. I'm going to switch over to the other chart. I'm watching this at the top of my screen. Everything is really balanced and flowing together in the general shape, but we've got the Dow kind of lagging. Nasdaq and Russell are leading just a little bit, at least in relation to their VWAPs. They're the ones that have been over their VWAPs anyway. I'm still waiting for my VWAP. Well, I said I was going to carry through it. Yeah, I'm going to carry through it. I'm going to trail up there. Yeah. We've got the VIX kind of trailing down here, so I like this. I'm going to trail this trade instead of taking it off. Because I took it like a third of my normal size. It's trying to hold. We've got good order flow. I'm just kind of waiting to see, because Nasdaq is testing its VWAP right now. I'm kind of waiting to see what the ES does here. And actually, I don't want to show you on this chart. I meant to go to the regular, here, the regular fire lines chart. I wanted to show you what's going on in the fire lines. Fire lines showed this pre-market drop really, really great. You couldn't have played like the BHG on it, but you could have played some of the other things. And honestly, any kind of strategy you have for breaking a level and doing little reclaim plays, you can kind of do on these levels. But when you get a break of the yellow levels, it's usually pretty strong. So it's testing that moving average right now. Should be basically 50, which is pretty good for trend. So there's a lot of things kind of lining up right there with that 92 level. Okay, wait. I moved my tabs around to try to make this easier on me, and I definitely made it harder. Here it is. It's way over here. This is the one I was wanting. All right, Carl. Nice. Yeah, I like take profit. I have one complaint with take profit, and it's kind of niche. You have to, once you have a well, it would be the PA account at Apex, but once you have like the finished account, you have to trade in it every week or you lose it. They're fine with you flipping a micro. You just have to remember that you have it. But other than that, like everything's pretty clean and simple. So I like them over there. I have Apex PAs. A bunch of people were pissed off that I didn't just like get rid of my PAs, but why would I get rid of PAs that have lifetime fees paid on them? But I am trying out some other places, especially some algo friendly ones. I think I've always kind of known what Apex is, and a lot of people don't. And I don't know. YouTubers get paid a lot to shill Apex. I can tell you that from experience. Not allowed to tell you how much they've paid me, but it's a lot. More than I thought they would. We still have bullish order flow, so I'm just going to keep trailing this because we're almost back up to that 5,900. I do think we're going to have a little VWAP thing here, but I'm just going to trail it. The take profit is more straightforward. Appreciate that. I don't like the predatory marketing. Nice, congrats. I've not been denied a payout. I got my Apex shirt on right now, but I swear I'm not kissing ass to them. I've not been denied a payout. Other people have, and I'm not saying that they have not been, that they're liars, that they haven't been denied a payout. But I think if you kind of lay low and don't do anything weird, it works. I don't think they're looking at people doing $2,000 payouts, to be honest. I think that the people they're looking at are these ones that they're having to make $40,000 payouts to. And if you're not real good with money, maybe they're having a hard time coming up with that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. They don't actually talk to me. They don't tell me anything. I don't get any behind the scenes. I don't think the prop firms are wanting to be best friends with me anyway, because I actually tell y'all what's going on. Okay, we're coming right up to the VWAP, which is also where the 50 EMA hat is. That's the one I took off of that other chart, or was it this one? I'm so lost. Well, that's an EMA. It's right with the 50 SMA. I've laid low on Apex, and well, partly because for a while there I was just trading one lots with them. I don't even like trading one lots, but I mean, if you're not trying anything weird, what a lot of people do is, I mean, they gamble the accounts. They don't know how to trade yet, and they think, well, if I just get to the live account, if I just get there, I'll figure it out along the way. And it doesn't work like that. You have to have the plan first. And I think that's people argue this with me, which I'm like, why are you arguing this with me? Like, still struggling kind of in this area, but this is all looking good. I'm still trailing this instead of taking it off. We still have the VIX coming down. Hop over to this one real quick. I'm watching the VIX in the orange, and it's coming down to this support. We could definitely dip below 16.5, but that's what I'm watching. And we have the bonds over here kind of trending down. Oops, did it again. Clicked on the wrong one. And I know the prop firms fight each other a lot, and I've got kind of a different perspective working with them as a partner. I know which ones are nicer to work with. But any tips on holding trades longer? I get scared out of trades, just a single movement in the candle. For one thing, I don't make trade decisions off of a 1 minute. I'll use a 1 minute for entry so I can I don't know. If just visually, if I have an order line there, it makes more sense to me to have little 1 minute candles going down to it. But if I'm making any decisions, it's going to be probably on at least a 5 minute. I think I have a, yes, I have the 5 minute up right now. Sometimes I'll go down to a 3, especially when we slow down later. But especially in the morning session, the 5 minute is plenty to make decisions on. And that's the candles, but it's also any of the indicators that I'm looking at. So down here, this is the mill roll. This is a proprietary indicator that I came up with, but basically it's a multi-time frame squeeze MACD. So I'm watching how the different MACDs are rolling over. And if I put this on a 1 minute chart, it's back and forth like constantly. But if I put this on a 5 minute chart or a 15-minute chart, I get these really clear lines that makes it a lot easier. And then another tip, and this is not just pushing the video that I have coming out, but I do have a video coming out on Friday with, it's about how to use the cumulative delta. And I would say watching the cumulative delta is one of the things that keeps me in good trades the longest, because it's a way of watching the order flow, the actual orders, and determining which ones are buy pressure versus sell pressure. And having that information is huge. So right now I'm seeing buy pressure. And so that's why I'm not as nervous coming up to this white line that's VWAP. And I've also got on another chart, it's a 50 SMA, which is another big EMA to watch, or moving average to watch. And maybe I'm going to give up some profit here on this, but I do have my stop in profit. So I'm not going to lose money on this. I may just not make as much, which, you know, there's always another opportunity. I think that's part of it too, is always knowing that there's going to be another opportunity. So you don't have to hit every single trade perfectly. Like, you're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. Like right now, I might be about to stop. Yeah, I just stopped out in profit. I don't care. I'm cool. It's all good. It's part of the deal here. I had someone comment on a live stream, like an already done live stream. And it's like, there's no way you're trading for real because you don't get pissed off when you lose a trade. And I'm like, I lose trades. I have to lose. Like, that's the statistics, but I track everything and I know, grand scheme of things, it all works out because I'm able to withdraw money. If I didn't have any withdrawal or money to withdraw, then it wouldn't be working. I'd have to go try something else. But girl, you use the Renko charts and you like them far better than candles. I've heard that a lot too. I've messed with the Renkos, but I don't know. I think it's the control freak. I've got to see the candles. But a lot of people say that the Renkos have been a game changer. So that's another thing. Just try it. I tried it and it wasn't for me, but a lot of people try them and they work. So that the Renko style candles are, they're doing a different measurement. So we've got high-low close doing these candles, and the Renkos are I mean, I think they're tick based, right? So they're processing the data a little bit different. Just a second, I got a meeting later. I gotta tell them. Yes, I knew about it. Okay. I'm gonna show you all the fire lines again because it's like better than my chart and it's annoying me. So there's the fire lines. We've got the lower value level. So basically I see this yellow box as a range and we're staying outside of it. So that's bearish. So unless we get back into there. And that's lining up with my analysis of watching that 92, 93 level. All right, BZ, you trade the 5 minute and that's the only thing hindering me holding my trades. I do not give them chances to play out. Got to get that out of my system. I think sometimes it's experience too. Like, you've got to get the reps in to an extent, because learning is one thing and experience is the others. I want to show you. I have this chart on the lower left, and this is the lowest I go on this one is like 1 hour. I'll watch the daily too, because having everything in perspective like that is just an absolute game changer. And I do my levels on the quarterly contract. So if I don't want my levels, then I can just put it on the continuous. And if I do, then I can throw on the actual quarterly contract. We're kind of getting a nice short off of this. Damn it. I was looking at longs because of the order flow, and now I've got a nice short coming out. I do think we're going to be choppy today, though. I don't think the market is ready to make a move outside of this big mess right now. I think it's definitely willing to come test down here into this. It's basically the golden pocket for that big election move that we had. So I'm on the hourly now. Let me go back to the daily on this one. So this is the big election move that I'm talking about. And if you measure this whole election move, this is the golden pocket for it down here. And so that's why I'm really watching that area as where the market is going to get something accomplished at some point. But we're probably going to need some news or higher volume or something to get there. But we're either going to break or bounce this spot, right? So this is like in the grand scheme of things, this is what I'm watching. And then all the smaller day trades that I put on are going to be put on within that. And that's why I'm having a little bit of a hard time coming up with a longer hold play today, is just because we're already kind of at this test zone. And now what? And when I look at news, we just don't have a lot coming up. I had posted it the other day and was not impressed. So today, all we have, we had building permits. Like, nobody cares. Real estate's just not doing anything interesting enough. And then we've got crude oil inventories tomorrow, but that could be, like, that's 10 points max on ES, right? Like, that's if there's a big surprise. So this will be Thursday, Friday when we're looking at unemployment and PMI to potentially get us a nice move. We could get one prior to that if we can get into a short squeeze or something, but we're not going to squeeze unless we get out of this range. I don't think you should be hard on yourself for not holding trades too. I mean, I kind of go through cycles where I just have to be a scalper for a little bit, because the mental game of sitting there and messing with it is too hard. Like, I'm not in the mindset for it, and then I just stick to scalping. I had that a few weeks ago. I'd come back from vacation and the market had like totally changed. So we'd gone from these big sweeping moves where we were getting 75 points a day to these little tiny 20-point days, and I was just having a hard time mentally adjusting. And so instead of trying to capture that whole range that I was looking for, I was like, I'm just gonna be a scalper until I get this out. It's good to have those skills. I was trying to get in some options. I didn't even get in. Boo! Well, my NVIDIA adjustment's working out. You've been following my NVIDIA shenanigans. I got into leaps. I didn't even know when I got into leaps. 2 months ago? It was at least 2 months ago. I got into, well, no, it was more than that, because I had October, November, December, and I closed out the December. So I closed all that stuff out, and I'm working on my play for the next year. So now I'm looking at February, March, April leaps. I'm not as heavy into it as I was. That was a much more obvious move. Now we've kind of got this continuation move. I think ES is really hard to trade here, and this is a VWAP sandwich. Let me show you. I've got this big long white VWAP. That's the regular full session VWAP, and building underneath here that's hard to see is the little dotted lines. That's the cash session VWAP. So we're just stuck right in those VWAPs. I mean, this is, I don't like to trade here. So we wait. That one had a lot of volume. Oh, that was the opening. Have you tried Tick Trader? Is that a prop firm? One of my projects that I just have not been paying attention to lately, I've been trying to just go through and kind of try all these prop firms one by one and pick my favorites. There's been a few that I'm like, no, I'm not trying them. But I think that was one of the ones that was on my list to try. One of them, they've been emailing me a lot, And I brought it up in our Discord, and everyone's like, no, don't, no, abort. I was like, okay. If everyone has this opinion, you're probably right. I'm looking. I mean, the dollar's creeping up here. Kind of looking to see if we're going to make another little drop. We just don't have solid. Tick Trader has straight to funded and regular evals. Yeah, I'm going to go look at them. I've just had a lot going on, both personally and with sort of my trading work. Let's see, how do I show you all this? I don't think it's traded yet. It's not even on right, but I have my, hopefully it shows you this, my bots that have not traded yet. I can see why they haven't traded yet. We haven't moved enough. And the bot's not finished. The bot's a work in progress, but it has a lot of things going for it right now. So I was thinking about releasing it as it is, along with some other indicators that I have. That's been very distracting, trying to get all that. Because there's making it so I can use it, but I can go edit the code. And then there's making it so other people can use it, which is a lot different. Part of why I've gotten into working on that lately is because we've had some boring trading days lately. Especially last week. Oh my god. We got like one play multiple days. At least I did. I'm also looking at my line chart, and it's a jumbled mess since open. This was the open when we had a move down, and VIX and the dollar were playing nice and went up, and then when ES bounced, they came back down. And right now, everything is just kind of evening back out and getting jumbled. I swear it's the curse of the Tuesday stream, but this is the day I had this week. This is looking interesting. I still see a strong order flow. This is what I mean, it's kind of lower time frame right now. I'm waiting for it to kind of creep up to the higher time frames. We'll see. I don't totally trust it yet. I mean, it was pretty bullish yesterday. The flow was. And it was looking weaker, but it's kind of catching back up. But we gotta get over that 93, 92 VWAP area. This area right here, I have it labeled as Tuesday high, because that was probably like 3 Tuesdays ago. I need to go back to labeling the dates. But looking at this guy right here. That didn't make it any better. That's a little to break. Okay, we've got a hold over it, so I don't mind doing a retest because could definitely get a this could definitely trap some buyers up here, right? So we can wait for a retest because it's not like this thing is in any rush. I'll go look at Tick Trader because this is like being boring right now. Tick Trader. Imagine it'll be more expensive than Apex because everybody is. Let's see. That's not bad. 50K for 96. Frenchie nap time is now. She's right behind me. It's kind of looking like a weird bull flag. This is looking trappy right now. So they've got max 10 contracts. I don't care about that. Max loss 1250. Tick drawdown 2500. Oh, that's a daily loss. Okay, daily loss and then drawdown. I started a whole comparison chart. I don't know if y'all saw that. I have it on my website. I have a new this isn't the final push, the final update. Once I get the final update, I was gonna make a bigger deal out of it. But I do have the prop firms chart up there. I don't have an easy way to show this to y'all, but it's just bullbarbie.com, and then I have Apex and take profit on there now, just so you can go straight across. But there was something else I wanted to add. What was it? I don't remember. Watch the dollar kind of tick up here again, but man, this thing's just going mixed. Why you do this? You know what it's doing? It's giving us time to look at stocks. We've got all the indexes just kind of going tiny candle here. Well, except for Russell, that's interesting. So we gotta be careful if we've got anything rustling, rotating out of the bigger caps into Russell, which could be happening on Dow a little bit. So this is the move I was watching on dollar overnight, and I was kind of waiting to see. I mean, it retraced the whole thing, kind of working back up into there. The move up on the dollar is going to help push the indexes down. I'm gonna let y'all look at the fire lines again. The fire lines are definitely putting us in a bearish bias. We can see if this kind of holds and plays out. It just gave a BHG off of the dynamic value line. So this is a play here. So it's a sloppy one now. I'll have to ask him if that counts. I don't know. I mean, it's a retest play too, but the retested that LVL, broke back through the DVL, held the break, and then you can put the order down here. I've been trying to front running it a little bit though. VIX is trying to tick up. This is looking more like a short right here. But it's sloppy. Man, it's hard. Nvidia is still holding strong. Go to my random chart. This is just where I have like some random stuff that I've been looking at some point in time, maybe not recently. I wanted to look at Netflix because it looks like it's looking to break this high. Hmm. Would have been better to get in here a little bit earlier, but it looks to me like if Netflix is gonna get over this 850, it's just gonna go. It's gonna freaking squeeze. I'm gonna try to grab something on that. I'm gonna grab some leaps. I'll go back to ES while I'm doing that. Where did it go? Dancing around. Do you like Top Step or MFFU? I don't know what MFFU, and I'm not a fan of Top Step. I have a complicated relationship with Top Step. I just have no interest in trading their shit. They're not bad, just not for me. I don't know about MFFU. My funded something something. One of the videos that I have on my list that I'm working on right now is talking about more about funding yourself, because I didn't realize how many people are really thinking that they're going to become day traders and have regular income from Apex or some other thing like that. I think that you should have your base money come from your own risk capital, because you don't need that much. They're not giving you that much. Even if they put you in a live account, they're not giving you 50K, they're giving you 2K. So that's how much their partner needs for those trades. But I think that that should be seen as bonus money. It's like extra money. Like, if you know how to trade for yourself and then make some extra money trading for other people. That's the way I've always looked at it. The original prop firms taught you how to trade. And they weren't online, they were in office. The original prop firms where you go into the office and you learn how to trade. I feel you. I have an AMP account. Okay, yeah. I mean, at first I was like, no, I can't have a futures account, because looking at Interactive Brokers, and I was like, I can't have 20 grand in here for, and I like to go double or triple what they require on margin in general. So I was like, I can't have all of that in there to trade one NQ. That's ridiculous. And then I found NinjaTrader. But the problem with any prop firm is they can take it away just as easily as they can give it to you. And if you're really a partner and working with them and trading for them, they shouldn't be charging you. I don't know. I used to be in real estate, so we would go to sales meetings and stuff, and they would teach us how to sell real estate. And I think some people paid desk fees. I didn't, because I actually had sales. So that, I mean, they made plenty of money on the fact that I could do my job well and sell expensive houses and bring a lot of commission into the company. And so that was just a win-win for them to trade me. And these new things are like, oh no, you're just on your own. We don't give a shit if you succeed or not. But the original prop firms, they were trading you because this is our trading strategy. Like, that's the turtle traders. Like, they were trading their turtle strategy. And that's not what this, I wish the online firms were that way. I wish they would say, because even like Top Step, they have their whole Top Step X. Why do they not have some like strategy type stuff built into there? So why don't they have 3 different strategies that you can load your chart, and your chart's going to help you trade them? Because then they can put you in a live account, you trade for them, and everybody makes money. I don't know. Makes too much sense, I guess. Yeah, I'll check out 𝐁𝐄𝐒. And I think people misunderstood me. I'm not like, oh no, no more Apex. I did not cancel my paid for lifetime PAs because I'm not an idiot. I'm just not going after new evals there. I mean, I've been tempted because they're the only ones that let you run algos, and I have another algo I'm working on, but we'll see. It's not ready. I tried running it. Just let it do its thing. Not ready. The 𝐤𝐷𝐷, even though it's not finished, is pretty close. Like, you don't need the full 𝐤𝐷𝐷 to make money. But the other one's a money loser presently. getting close. It gets in trades, great, but then it's like not closing them. The new one, not Hugbot. And Hugbot still has not traded. Let me see if we're getting close. It's getting closer to triggering a short. And one of the things I'm going to add, and I just literally didn't have time to do this yet. This one's not added to the chart properly because I crashed the system the other day, but it's supposed to have like the long and short buttons. And then the thing that I'm adding is where it's looking to short, which on Nasdaq right now is going to be around 26 and but it'll move. It's always recalculating. But basically it's looking for a breakout up here just for the entry. Apex has always been love, hate for me. Those prices lure people in for sure. That's the, I mean, my biggest month as an Apex partner, and I did not, this is when my channel was much smaller. It was probably a quarter of the size it is now, but I was live streaming more. I made such ridiculous amounts of money during that Apex 90% off sale. It's not even funny. So I'm getting like $2 per account and it's making 4 figures as a tiny YouTuber. Like that's kind of crazy. So who knows what they're making. And that's about the same time that a lot of the bigger guys, like that Patrick guy switched over and ditched Top Step and all that. It's because they're paying everybody a lot of money. You don't, they don't have to trade. Like the reason that they'll tell you it's like they're entertainment only is they don't have to trade because they're making more than you and I even care about making trading by shilling these accounts. And unfortunately, it's like a lot of futures traders have fallen into this trap that that's where you get funding. You get funding by all these random websites, and that's not where you get funding. You get funding by saving some money that you can use as risk capital and putting it in a broker that is trustworthy. So we talked about AMP and NinjaTrader, 2 of them. And you don't mess around. Like somebody was arguing me, was like, well, you might as well pay for a $40 paper account in case you do a good job. But I think that's backwards. I think you should do a good job before you go buy a paper account because you can have a paper account to suck in for free. But and who buys one a month? I want to know that. Who buys one eval a month? If you go buy an eval and you go lose it after a few days, are you waiting another month? I don't think you are, or they would not be pushing these prop firms like they are. And they're not pushing for you to learn how to trade and to pass them and make them money so they can copy your trades. They're pushing them so that they can get the fees, which, do you want funds or do you want games? The order flow is still bullish here, so I'm wondering if they're still trying to break this VWAP and the 92 level. You know, the trade that I was in and have like since given up on and stopped out of, it might finally work. This is what happened to me yesterday too, though. I was in a trade and I took a little teeny tiny little piece of it and then it freaking sent. All right, I'm gonna try a little break. Ooh, barely caught that. I want you to go. We got dollar and VIX kind of trying to tick down here. Do it, do it, do it. More money, please. I'm gonna stop out of this super, super fast too, if it doesn't go. We're almost at my stop. You little, just do your thing. This is a counter trend trade. Yeah, I'm out. I still think it's trying to go up. I just had a shitty entry. Not taking that. Okay. What are we doing, y'all? Oh, fucking VIX is trying to tick up again. I'm trying to scalp for like 5 freaking points. Ooh, glad I stopped out in this nonsense. When maybe I should not be. You know what's showing this well again? It's probably the fire lines. Yep. You know what this, where I just entered in the fire line system? This is the abattoir, the slaughterhouse. Now we're down here below it, but I don't like it. I'm just gonna leave that. How'd we end up? Basically freaking flat. Great. Good job, me. That was a cat ass. Sorry you had to see that. Cat hair everywhere now. Yeah, I should have entered down there around 85 again, try to get this little thing going. This is a stupid area to be trading. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I don't know what a cat ass looks like with the background turned off. Ooh, what a trash little spot. So I'm still looking to get just out of this. Here, I'll draw one of my little boxes. I was doing a lesson, so it's probably a weird box. Yeah, I'll fix it. Let's get like purple. I don't usually do purple for range boxes though. Let's make this a better pink box. Box of shame. I've put the market in a box of shame. Okay, there's cat hair on the camera. Jeez. This is why there's no cats allowed on my desk. Oh, that's kind of cool. I was just like looking back on this Tick Trader account. You can do 3 accounts at once if you're feeling aggressive. Oh, I hopped out of my camera here. Yeah. I'm still seeing the break up. Damn it. What about 85? I'm already 5 points off. Stop, open. Ugh, do they make you log in with Rhythmic for this thing? Man, I should have bought 85. What an idiot. Flat out missed that one. ES is my go-to. I will, I'll put on some trades in Nasdaq, but it's usually kind of based on ES. So it'll either be like a lagging type of play, or a lot of the times I'll use it because I either missed something on ES and Nasdaq hasn't made the move yet, or I see Nasdaq having potential to make more move. But by default, I'm looking at ES. And then I'll trade crude also, although I've not been the past few weeks, I guess. I've just been, I think I've had enough to do on ES and options. I trade options too. It's a lot harder to stream options. I just like it's harder to trade options too. Like finding the loading an option change, just like annoying. Takes longer. It's not fun to watch. But I am watching some options over here. Put some buy orders out that are getting ignored so far. Kind of wondering about Google too. That one of these big charts. It's not going to be in a bad place. I had this gap down here. This is kind of what I was looking at for Google. I would love to get in some Google while it's down. Because they are evil enough to always come back. Oops. This is what happens when I have things in the wrong order. Oh, this is a good chart to explain this on. It's not like one will make the move first every time, but sometimes one will make the move first. It doesn't always happen. Right now they're correlating really, really closely. So I have ES in blue and Nasdaq in pink. I literally color code my charts because I'm a nerd. But they have the same shape today, but they won't always. So this is the Russell in blue over here. You can see it looks relatively stronger. So Nasdaq and ES have not had this break, but the Russell has. The Russell doesn't correlate as strongly as ES and Q. Those two will correlate the strongest. If you go look at what they're comprised of, the Mag7 that's in Nasdaq is also heavily weighted in the S&P 500. The Mag7 being the top. We also call them the FANG stocks. I have 8 on here because it looks prettier on a chart, but it's these first 7 are the heaviest weighted names in the Nasdaq. So that's something I'll kind of watch. But and like right now, ES has not managed to get over its VWAP at all. This is a 3-minute chart. Even on a 3-minute, it hasn't held over. But Nasdaq has, so that's showing me a little bit more strength. They'll usually correlate together. The things that I look to correlate in the opposite are these ones on the bottom, and that's the US dollar and the volatility index. Lately, the volatility index has given me a lot of reverse correlation plays. It doesn't always. When it was down around like 12, 13, it was useless. Like, because there's no volatility to measure, so it's not showing me anything useful to trade off of. So I was mostly trading off the dollar then as the reverse correlation, but really you can kind of trade, you can use them both. And some days we'll correlate stronger with the VIX than we will with the dollar. Lately, we've been correlating stronger with the VIX. That also has to do with having, this is tech earnings season and all of that. When we were, when the whole theme of the market was interest rates, unemployment, Fed, all that, the dollar and bonds, which is the red one here, were the most important. Because VIX was down low also. This is still looking good for a little poppy break. I just didn't get my entry, and so I'm gonna turn shorts off on my bot. I think the flow is just a little strong to feel comfortable in that. If you don't know, if you want to know what I'm talking about with the flow, I'm not set up to really show it on this chart today, but I have a video coming out on Friday. Ooh, that's the move I was looking for. The look I was moving for. You can tell that I've been up since way too long. Almost out of the pink box of shame. I'm probably about done now, even though I did all this for $2 or something stupid. 22. Good morning, Ron. I was just showing, you didn't teach me this play on your fire lines. That's not it. Okay. This little retest right in here, like, went into the abattoir and then came back down and then gave a crazy little retest. But of course, it's all messy and choppy this morning, but it was making me kind of wonder, when you've got a retest like that, if you'll take those. But the fire lines definitely put us short from the get-go. This is pre-market. My let's see. Is my chart, is this one should be on New York. Yeah, this one's on New York. So we'll have the open. This was the pre-market move, because we did have building permits and stuff somewhere in here too, but got the pre-market move off the fire lines. And then I was kind of looking at this one, trying to figure out if I had something there, because it looks like I had a retest play down to that second. But yeah, now we're in this yucky zone here. So fire lines and Barbie chart both say don't mess around with this right here. You gotta get out of the pink box of shame. And we're gonna do a live on the fire lines too at some point, so we can focus on that. Hey, IL. Appreciate that. I felt bad that I didn't get any, well, much of any videos out. Not really any good ones over the summer. So I got a backlog, so y'all are lucky. I'm working through my backlog. I spent the summer playing instead of recording YouTube videos. No regrets. I would like another trade, but I might have to take a break before I do that. I'm too close to break even right now. We do have VIX and the dollar trying to tick down, but everything is just so small and compact right now. I mean, if we get the break of 93, that's like a 7-point move to get up to the century. Well, hopefully, I mean, if we get the break of 93, I'm hoping we get up to 59.15 or so, but Jams just quit. Come back, radio. And I mentioned earlier, I have an update to my website that we haven't pushed yet. I'm going to have a form on there where y'all can request videos too. Here's that break that I wanted. This is why I was sitting in this crap earlier. All right, let's see if we get a retest. I'm going to put an order in down here. See if I get hit. Man, not giving the retest. That's why I was sitting in there before it stopped me out like a rude little market. I should have been, I wouldn't have stopped out if I had the right entry though, so. It was me being impatient. I hate it when you have the right idea and the wrong play, and when that happens, it's always freaking patience. So I'm not going to buy this. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Wait or miss it, I guess. This would be a setup on the fire lines too. Let me get over there. I mean, really, we're watching the same level. Where does this one come out? 95, 50. Right. Not down to my order yet. Keep going. They have been tough. I was complaining about that a little bit ago. We're not getting enough range, so I keep hesitating because it's do I really want to go for that? It's like 7 points. But I'm up a whole like $22 today. We still have some good flow, man. Come on, get down and get me. Come on down and get me. Yeah, we're kind of flagging up here now. Whoa, I was just looking at crude. Crude just took a huge hit on the inventory dump. I only recently started trading the Fireline system, IL. I kind of have my own way of looking at the market, but what I noticed with the Firelines is even though I do all this complicated analysis, the Firelines is really kind of given the same information. And I'm always looking for something that I can hand somebody and say, go. And this is, so I'm a level to level trader. So level to level makes a lot of sense to me, and I can teach people how to trade level to level, but this one actually comes with a bunch of plays that are already set up, and they're simple. They're all simple, and they're based on trades that, you know, they're well-known practical trades that all of this is based on. So the retests and things, like I did not just get, but that's okay. Like I was saying, like I stopped out earlier on a good idea because I had the wrong entry because I wasn't patient. And so that's why I'm still not going to rush it, even though or chase it, even though I want to. So we're coming up towards that overnight high. Kind of, not quite. I was looking at this like pre-market one. Around 907. I just got an alert on one of my options. Ooh, there's NVIDIA. Well, shit, I missed this. The bot is trying to do a short here. I'm not in it. I turned my shorts off because I was watching these highs up here, and if we start breaking them, we'll see. Wasn't feeling the shorts with the order flow that I'm looking at. I'm actually kind of annoyed I missed this one because I was waiting for it. So I'll just keep talking y'all through it because we're kind of at these highs. This would be major trim. But ultimately, I was looking for that level we tagged the other day, the 59.15, and then after that, I would be looking for the highs. We'll see how they line up with the fire lines. 15 is going to be in the middle of this, but yeah, the 30 is up there, that first target. Those things, that chart is called the wrong thing because I keep clicking on it by accident and it's a stupid chart. Yeah, we're getting this little bit of a short. The bot would be trying to take this a lot farther. That's why I turned it off. That is that trim spot. 05, 06. We'll see if it starts squeezing without me. We still got VIX dropping, and that's what I was mainly kind of watching. That's this orange line over here. So I like it being right next to the main chart that I'm watching. I don't trade on these charts that on TradingView that I show. I trade on NinjaTrader, and I keep those charts super, super clean. But I have this line chart above the charts that I'm analyzing and the charts that I'm trading on because I like it that much. It helps me that much to see what the other markets are doing. I also have Nasdaq on there, make sure they're moving together. But to kind of the point that I was talking about a minute ago, this is a lot of analysis that I'm doing, and I'm looking at all these different markets and all these different things, and I don't usually promote people's indicators. But the reason I like this one is because it kind of takes all of that hard work that I did. And if you're not good with it or don't have confidence with it, all of the pre-market work, then it's already done for you. And you can still, if you have a plan, like if we get up to this level, we're likely to squeeze, you can still have that while you're looking at this chart and coming up with that plan. I appreciate that. I try. I'm trying to get this whole collection of videos that's I can just send to friends and family and tell them you don't need me because I already did all this for you. It's actually, I'd actually planned a lot of videos and changed my plan completely after kind of teaching some family members, because I realized that the way that I learned was not necessarily the best way, basically. So I've kind of scrapped like learning all of this little detailed stuff, and I'm trying to repackage everything just practically. Because you go to all this and it's like, you know, watch how I made $7,000 in 2 minutes. Well, that's not the real story. The real story would be you studied all this and learned all of this stuff. Maybe you learned volume profile or whatever, and you learned all this stuff and you came up with a good plan and it finally hit. And that's not as useful as learning how to see the market. That was the big thing for me, is there's kind of two skills. One skill is understanding how the market works and what could potentially happen next. We're coming up to that 15. Yeah, it's annoying me. The other skill is being able to actually place and execute and manage the trades. And they're both really hard, but I think that the trade management is harder than the analysis. So if you have something that you can lean on confidently and say, this is where I'm in, this is where I'm out, especially while you're learning, it's very helpful. So if we start holding above this IP, that's a second bullish signal on the fire lines. The first one is holding above this guy, and the second one's holding above that guy. Of course, we could tell that already because we just had a bunch of green candles. And this will be, I guess, in a little preview of my video. I'm nice and let my members see all my best videos first. This is a good video on order flow that I have coming. And this is what I'm looking at on the other screen. This is just a screenshot. This is the cumulative delta. It's my favorite way to watch the order flow. And this is what I was watching. I was watching, even we had these ticks down here, and everything was still holding really, really positively. I'm glad it's connecting with you. Sometimes it's just finding the right person that you connect with. So I do follow SPY, but the ES futures are my primary. Whatever happens on ES is going to happen on SPY. So let me go to this other chart. I've got one that has two boxes on it. This one. These charts are kind of messier, so sorry about that. Like, this is basically the same one, but I've got some extra stuff turned on. What can I turn off? I can turn off this. Okay. On this chart over here, I will go to the SPY. And then this one is a 5 minute, so I'm gonna put this one on 5 minute. So here's the SPY move, and here's the ES move. So I've got different numbers, but it's the same thing. So sometimes I will use SPY instead of ES futures. It depends. If I'm day trading and looking for a little quick thing, I'm gonna use ES futures. If I'm let's see, where did that one go? This is my messed up chart? No, it's not. If we're down here or down here and I want to do a swing trade, I'm going to buy SPY options. So it depends on what I'm trading, but it's all kind of the same thing. I trade SPX too, but definitely use SPY more for swings. Some of it's the expense, because then you can scale in and out. There's nothing like having your profit hit and you're at the computer and you see that high hit and you're sitting there and you don't hit the sell because you're only one. So if you've got 5 of them, you can hit one, like you're gonna feel real good hitting that high, and maybe it doesn't go back there, but you got it. And then you feel better closing out those other ones. I don't know, I do anyway. You're asking me when the elevator is. Not today. Yeah, we're not squeezing until we get above yesterday's high, because we're below. We just got inside of yesterday's trading, but we were below, so we've got to reclaim all of that price action from yesterday. I'm gonna go to 15 to show you what I'm talking about. I made these lines between the days harder to see, so you can see on the volume like where the trading was, and then we have the pre-market that was down lower, and then we came back up. But this is the range from yesterday, and we opened up below it, and now we've come back into it. So we're basically going nowhere. We're going right back where we've been. But you can see why I've been watching this 15 level, because that's where a lot of I mean, that's where the pre-market highs were yesterday, and then they ended up kind of being the early lows. Like, this is an important level, the 59.15, but we keep dancing around it. So if we're going to squeeze, it's going to be breaking the highs from yesterday, which were also our pre-market highs. Like, we haven't gotten over there. That's where the shorts are going to get nervous and have to start covering. That's where the stop losses for the shorts are. That's what a short squeeze is. GH, what's the best way to know if a support will be respected as support and not switch to resistance? That's a complicated question, but I'm going to try. If it's the first time that we're coming to that level, it's more likely to hold. It's just, you kind of start working through all these probabilities, and in experience, this gets easier, I promise. But the first time you're coming to a level, it's going to be stronger. And then, so I draw my stronger levels on here thicker. They're just literally a thicker band. If it's a major level, I'm going to go back to my daily chart. Thanks, Mike. Okay, I'm just going to draw some new levels on this, because if I put my old levels on, it's going to be a mess. But one of the levels I have is like this breakout point, because we had these wicks here, we had all of this stuff here. So this was like a breakout point. And then we had another breakout point up here. It's where we have to, you know, the daily's not doing it. Hang on. What I'm trying to show you is like harder to show you here. But we'll end up with the level that then later gets broken. So this is a breakout point down here, way down the left of the chart. We had some chop and then it broke out. So there's a breakout level. I'm going to make this much easier to see. So that's a breakout point, because that's where we had consolidation that was broken, and you could probably call another one up here, but that's a breakout point. Those are always going to be stronger. So I feel like I could explain this better, and I'm getting tired, not doing as good of a job. Add another one because that's not the best. there's another one up here. So we had a breakout point, and that was where the high was broken. And what I'm looking for is where we have a lot of really strong candles. When we have it's called an impulsive move. So when we have a lot of big candles like that, it's an impulsive move. So I'm looking for these candles that have the impulsive move. And that level that they broke, which is that high right there, that is our breakout point. And so I marked that on the chart. That's going to be a stronger one. We tested it on Friday, and then we tested it yesterday, and then overnight it broke. So you can see how it took a few tries. But that's always what I'm looking for, is like where these breakout points are. And then a lot of the times they will retrace. That's why we use the fibs, because then we can put a fib on there and trace this whole candle. And sure enough, it came down in the golden pocket and bounced. But these are the main support and resistances that are going to be the strongest, is when you have a breakout and then it comes back and retest. Then when you're actually down into a smaller time frame day trading it, I'm looking at whatever indicator speaks to you. So I have the mill roll down here, which is MACD based. I like MACD better than RSI. It's literally just a personal preference, but I can watch and see that I have a positive MACD trend. Or I can look where I had shown y'all earlier, where I'm watching the order flow. This was actually how I was not expecting stuff to get broken earlier. And again, watch Friday, because this is in the how I use order flow like this is in that video. But when we came down into this 70 level pre-market, you know, I would be watching this to see if we have a more positive candle on price action than we do here. This is just one of the, today's not a very good example for pre-market, but then here we had this dip down and I did not see it on the order flow. So that's this here. So I would not expect the 76 level to break when this candle here has positive order flow on it, or positive delta, cumulative delta. So that's where you start kind of applying all those little things that you learn with MACD, RSI, whatever. One of the other things I'm looking at is what the VIX and the dollar are doing. So this move up, all of these pretty colors are the main indexes. It's the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Dow, and the Russell. And then they will tend to correlate together. If we have a move that the market is supporting, all of those are going to move. And the things that move in the opposite of the market are going to go the other way. And that's what I have down here. The green is the dollar and the orange is the VIX. So those are the things that I'm watching when we come into a major level to help with my entry. There is a lot of layers to it, but when I say I'm making a discretionary trade, that's what I'm looking at for my discretion is we're at the spot that I've been waiting for. What are the internals of the market doing there? So how far back do we scan as a first time or more? I think it'll be obvious. There's not like a automatic thing to go back. But this is like a whole move here. So this was just obvious. And I don't need to keep scrolling back and see like the beginning of the year, unless we were visiting prices that we hadn't visited in a really long time. Then I would look really far back left. But right now I don't have to, because this was all, I mean, this was the election move here. So I only have to look back to the election move to find that breakout point. And we'll have the same thing. That's a breakout. We'll have breakdown points too. So if this level fails and we get some big red candles through it the other way, then that's going to be a breakdown point. And that's also going to be a level of interest. And I always chart these on my contract chart. So I'm hovering over this right now. It's probably really tiny, but this is the December ES contract, because in futures, they're quarterly contracts that we have to keep updating. So right now I'm trading the December contract and I'm charting on the December contract. And when we roll to the new one, it's going to have a gap. And I usually just abandon my levels. Like I leave them on my old chart and then I'll copy over the new ones that I think are the most important and kind of start fresh. And then I never have like super old levels everywhere messing up my chart, because that's a problem too. Some of this is just experience though, like doing this every day. It gets easier. So we are at that spot. So if I had gotten into my regular position, it would have been, it's basically lots of 5 contracts. If I'd gotten into my correct position, I had the trim here around 905, and I would have taken, if I had 5, I would have taken 3 off with a runner to 15 and then a runner to this 27 or 30 area. The good news is I actually started writing this whole thing out to make a video on too, so it's coming. It just takes time to get through all this stuff. My priority, like the whole reason I started trading in the first place, is so I could do more stuff away from the computer. So I am doing plenty of that. I think it's great learning all these different strategies from all these people, but what you end up doing is finding what works for you. It's like there's some really, really great traders, and their strategies aren't going to work for me because I don't connect with them and I don't see them the same way that they see them. I know that because I learned from some traders who make money, and I can't make sense of their stuff at all, but I can do fine with this. A lot of it comes from just understanding how the market works too. That's why I rag on ICT. It's because ICT's feeding bullshit about how the market works, and that's what makes it harder. If you go learn ICT and that you think it's an algorithm designed by an idiot on YouTube, it's going to be harder to understand how to do this stuff because you're not getting a good perspective. Like if you understand that the market is buyers and sellers being connected at a price level, you can make sense of it. And if you think that it was designed 20 years ago or whatever by a nut job, it's not going to make as much sense. I'm going to cancel this buy order. I forgot that was still there. Even the flow on Nasdaq looks nice, and it rarely does. At least I'm in Netflix. At least we have Netflix. I mean, NVIDIA. I did not get filled on Netflix yet, bastards. I'm probably gonna move this up a little bit. I'm kind of just in it to see if we get to 30 now. If we get over like 30 plus, could be a squeeze. But like I was saying earlier, that would be like probably a drifty squeeze and not a significant one. VIX is still dumping. I mean, it's down almost $2. Okay, so there is where the runner 1 of 2 would be definitely off here, and I would trail to where my first trim, 05. I would be trailed at 05. A little salty I'm not, so I'll just tell y'all what I would be been doing. Kind of a wider version of yesterday. Trading signals. I'm from Brazil. Which prop firm do you trade with? And do you hear that Fast Track Trader went down? I did see some drama. I try to stay out of the prop firm drama. I was talking about this a little bit earlier, so I'm not going to do too long, but I trade my own funds, and I think everyone should. I'm just going to move this chart where I think it's supposed to be, so I quit doing that. I think that the discount futures brokers that the prop firms are using anyway have such ridiculously great margin rates that, you know, you can have a 50K account for 2K yourself with your own risk capital. And I think that if you're not ready to be trading real capital, why would you waste money on a prop firm? So I do trade with prop firms. I'm currently shopping prop firms. I'm not married to any. My PA accounts are at Apex, so I'm trading Apex, but like, I mean, I don't agree with everything they do for sure. So I do like that I can run my algo on my PAs. Some of them will allow you to run auto traders on the test accounts, the evals and things, but then you can't trade them on the other accounts, which is silly. My bot is literally a trade that I take. I programmed NinjaTrader to take a trade that I like to take because I have a hard time catching it when I'm doing all this other stuff. And so I think I should be able to use that. Most of them won't let me use it. And they'll say that you can use it basically as long as they don't know about it. But I mean, I'm not gonna go through all that and then have a payout denied. Yes! Passed your second Apex. Love that. Yeah, I get the lifetime fees because it's like, it depends on which account, but it's 2 or 3 months of the PA to pay the lifetime. And with Apex, they don't expire. At least right now, they don't expire them. Because I left my PA sitting for like 2 months over the summer. You could kind of look at these impulsive moves for support and resistance on this low time frame chart too. But these are not going to be as strong. So that's why I don't trust the lower time frame little impulsive moves like that. That's great passing evals right now in this. I mean, we did get some points, but we didn't have a clean entry until way up here. So you nailed that. All right, well, I do have some meetings and stuff I have to do today. So I'm going to probably sign off here shortly. If y'all have any other questions, let me know. But I'm still looking to see if price will get up to this last target I have here. Firelines has some more targets. I'll show you all that. I was just looking for this 27. I'm calling it 30, but Firelines has some more targets up here. So if we get to squeezing, trade YM, gold, and NQ. Oh, if you're a gold trader, that's been fun lately, huh? Hopefully. I've messed with gold. I needed something that I don't have any analysis on to test my algos on, and that gold's usually my go-to. So I have an interest in it, but I haven't really messed with it yet. I have traded the Dow too, but it's not my favorite. We all have our favorites. The Dow had the strongest move. You caught the right guy there. I'm looking at this one because I was talking about that earlier, but the VWAP was like way extended up here. But when you look at this consolidation and then breakout, the Dow was doing it kind of early. Apex is paying Iman, saying that a while ago they were having problems with payment. I heard, like, I saw on social media people were saying that they weren't getting paid out, and I don't know if they were getting paid out or not because I don't actually know those people. But I have personally not had a problem with a payout. I'm real careful. I lay lower in my Apex accounts than I guess I thought I would, but they did have that DCA rule, and I know a lot of people were denied on the DCA rule. So then I was trading 1 or 2 lots. I was not going into 3 to 5 like I normally do because I was afraid of those getting counted as DCA trades. Now that they got rid of that, I've been trading them more. But we'll see. We'll see how the payout thing goes. I mean, they are paying people out. It's not that they're not paying people out. They are maybe denying specific people. And the people definitely don't think it's fair. I know that. They have made the rules better. It's just hard. So if I go look at, so I trade on Ninja, and I trade both my my personal funds and my Apex funds on Ninja. But if I go on to Tradeovate and they have that performance thing, sometimes my one trade that had 5 micros or 8 micros or whatever in it counts as multiple trades. So I'm really confused about how their software is calculating it too, which kind of sucks. This is a stronger level, but we have broken through it. This is, I mean, it's more of an important level. This is one that the bulls would definitely want to see reclaimed and held in general. Oh yeah, I gotta go. The rest of my life is falling. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think that Apex is the greatest company in the world, but they've been working for me. I'm not married to them. I will always use my own funds because I always have control over that. If I trade my own funds, whether I DCA or whatever, I can withdraw whatever I have. So like no big deal. What stocks or commodities do you think best follow strong support and resistance signals to trade that is most profitable? That's personal preference. The primary thing that I trade is the S&P 500, and I either use ES futures or SPY or SPX. Sometimes I use options. Sometimes I just straight out buy the SPY. It's whatever you kind of connect with. If those are being boring, or if I have another idea, I'm likely to go something related to the S&P 500, like tech stocks or Nasdaq or something like that. It's nice to have a market that's completely different. So when the indexes and tech suck, because sometimes they all suck together, because a lot of times they move together, then I have crude oil that I'll look at. But I think you just kind of find your niche, and that's kind of the niche that I found. I started out trading a lot of Apple options and PayPal options and things, and so I think tech was just kind of a natural thing. But as far as more profitable goes, that's what you connect to and what you personally can trade the best. Some people can't trade Nasdaq because it moves too much and it freaks them out, and they're better on ES when the numbers are smaller. That's really the main difference. It's like the numbers are smaller and there's better liquidity. But okay, y'all. Well, I am planning another stream for next week, and I'm hoping to do it with Ron, so we can do like a whole fire lines segment. But I'll be back, and I have a video coming on Friday, and I'm trying to get another video out hopefully today. I'm trying to get all these videos. I have all these videos I've been editing right now, so I'm trying to get them out. So watch for those, and a live next week, and I will see y'all real soon. Y'all take care.